Hello again. So this is a video about absolute value inequalities. So the objective is to solve and graph absolute value inequalities. So again, when we're talking about inequalities, we're talking about those open and closed circles. We're talking about arrows either going to the greater than side or the less than side. So this is just a further expansion on absolute value equations. I'm going to give you two examples of this. So absolute value of x plus 2 has to be greater than 4. That means the distance from negative 2 has to be greater than 4. So it's going to be kind of like pushing out if you think about distance and absolute value. But what we're going to do is we're going to solve it like an equation. So like the previous examples, we have to split it. So what happens is that anything inside the absolute value stays the same, x plus 2. Now we have two cases. When x plus 2 is greater than 4, or when x plus 2 is less than negative 4. So you remember that rule where we multiply or divide by a negative on inequalities, we have to flip the inequality? Well, that happens here too. So now we have two sets of inequalities that we can solve. Minus 2, x has to be greater than 2. Minus 2, x has to be less than negative 6. So what happens is we can graph open circle at 6 pointing to the less than, open circle at 2 pointing to the right. You can see that in the middle of these is this negative 2 here, which is the subtracting 2. And each one of these circles is 4 away. That's the distance, that's the outside there. That's a side note. We would say do the same process here, but if you look at this and we're talking about distance, inside the absolute value has to be this, whatever this number comes out to be, it's going to be 1/2 because it's 1 and then I have to divide by 2. But is going to be less than 5. So this was greater than 4, so it was kind of pointing away, which is an OR statement. In this case, it's going to be pointing towards, which is an AND statement. But we're going to solve it the same way, where we split it into the two cases, where 2x minus 1 is less than 5, and 2x minus 1, again, I'm not changing anything inside the absolute value, is going to be greater than negative 5. So I would add 1, 2x is less than 6, I would divide by 2, x is less than 3. In this case, I would add 1, 2x is greater than negative 4, divide by 2, x is greater than negative 2. Open circle, pointing this way, open circle, pointing this way. They connect, they form that AND statement. So it's a union of the two. So please complete the rest of these practice problems. Again, there'll be a mix of equations and inequalities using absolute value. And when you're ready, take the learning goal quiz. Thank you.